Have you ever wondered how a man who gave light to the world could die alone in darkness? It sounds impossible, doesn't it? Nikola Tesla, the genius who dreamed of lighting up the entire planet, spent his final years feeding pigeons in a park, living in a small hotel room, forgotten by the very world he helped build. He died with no money, no family, and barely any recognition. Yet today, his name is everywhere in textbooks, in documentaries, even on the side of one of the most famous cars in the world. How did that happen? How did the man who gave us electricity, wireless power, and the foundation of modern technology end up dying alone? Tesla's life was full of wonder and mystery. He wasn't just another inventor, he was a visionary who thought far beyond his time. When others saw wires and machines, Tesla saw patterns, light, and endless energy. He believed that nature itself was a giant power source waiting to be tapped, while the world around him was stuck with gas lamps and steam engines. Tesla imagined cities that glowed like stars and machines that ran without fuel. He believed that electricity could travel through the air, invisible, clean, and free for everyone. To most people in the 1800s, that sounded like magic. To Tesla, it was science. But the world doesn't always reward dreamers. Tesla's ideas were too big, too different, and too free. The rich businessmen of his time didn't want free energy. They wanted profits. His rivals mocked him. The press turned against him. And slowly, the man who wanted to give light to the world began to fade into the dark. Yet, even in his struggles, Tesla kept creating. He built the foundation of alternating current, the very system that powers our homes today. He experimented with radio waves before Marconi ever sent a signal. He imagined wireless phones before smartphones were even a dream. He even spoke of robots and self-driving machines more than 100 years ago. Some of his inventions were so advanced that scientists today are still uncovering their secrets. And here's the part that will surprise you most. Even after all his failures, even after losing everything, Tesla never gave up. In his mind, the future was already here. He saw it clearly, even if no one else did. That's what makes his story so powerful. It's not just about science, it's about faith, vision, and the cost of genius. So stay till the end of this video, because there's a hidden truth about Tesla's final days that very few people know. A truth that shows how one man's light, though ignored in his lifetime, continues to guide the world even today. You'll see how he changed everything. From the way we power our cities to the way we connect with each other, and why his lonely death wasn't the end of his story, but the beginning of his legend. Because sometimes history forgets its greatest minds, but time always remembers them. And Nikola Tesla, the man who died alone, may just be the most important forgotten man in history. Before Nikola Tesla became a legend, he was just a boy in a small village surrounded by fields, storms, and stories. He was born in 1856 in Smiljan, a quiet village in what is now Croatia. His father was a priest. His mother, though she never went to school, had a mind for invention. She built tools to make life easier around the home. From her, Tesla learned creativity. From his father, he learned discipline and language. From nature, he learned everything else. Tesla was different from the start. As a child, he would stare at lightning and imagine how to capture it. He once said, "I wanted to understand the secrets of electricity." When most children played with toys, Tesla built small devices and imagined machines that moved on their own. He could picture every detail of an invention in his mind, every bolt, every wire, and then build it without drawing a single plan. That ability would later make him famous, but it also made him an outsider. People around him thought he was strange. His family faced tragedy early. His older brother Dane died in a riding accident when Tesla was just 5. It broke the family's heart. Tesla's father wanted him to follow his path and become a priest, but Tesla's heart was already captured by science. He wanted to study engineering, to understand the invisible forces that filled the world. After finishing school, he attended the Polytechnic Institute in Graz, Austria, where he first saw a machine that ran on electricity. It amazed him. But when he noticed how much energy the machine wasted, he promised himself he would invent a better one that worked perfectly, silently, efficiently. Tesla was not an ordinary student. He could memorize whole books. He studied for hours without stopping, sometimes forgetting to eat or sleep. Professors were stunned by his memory and understanding. But he was also restless. He questioned everything. He didn't just accept what the books said, he wanted to prove it for himself. That attitude made him both brilliant and difficult. He studied mathematics, physics, and mechanical engineering. He explored the idea of alternating current, a type of electricity that could travel long distances more efficiently than the direct current everyone used at the time. It was a new idea, a dangerous idea, and nobody took it seriously. But Tesla believed in it completely. In his early 20s, Tesla faced another turning point. His father passed away suddenly. The family had little money left, but Tesla refused to stop chasing his dream. He traveled from city to city, working odd jobs and studying whenever he could. He designed motors and tried to sell his ideas, but few listened. Yet in his mind, the future was clear. Electricity would power everything, and he would be the one to shape it. Every great inventor has a moment when their dream meets reality. For Tesla, that moment came when he decided to leave Europe. He had read about America, the land of opportunity, invention, and industry. He heard that a man named Thomas Edison had built an empire of electric machines. Tesla believed that if he could just meet Edison, together they could change the world. And so, in 1884, with nothing but a few coins in his pocket, a bundle of papers, and a head full of ideas, Nikola Tesla stepped onto a ship bound for New York City. He didn't know it yet, but he was about to enter a new world, one that would make him famous, test his soul, and lead him into the greatest battle of his life. In 1884, a tall, thin man with bright eyes stepped off a ship in New York Harbor. His name was Nikola Tesla. He had only 4 cents in his pocket, a few drawings of inventions, and a letter of recommendation for a man he admired, Thomas Edison. The streets of New York were loud and crowded, filled with horses, carriages, and electric lamps. To Tesla, it was the city of the future. He believed that here, in this place, his dreams could finally come to life. Tesla soon found his way to Edison's workshop, a place filled with wires, motors, and machines buzzing with energy. Edison was already a famous inventor, known as the Wizard of Menlo Park. He had invented the light bulb and was building the first electric power stations. Tesla admired him deeply. When he met Edison, he handed him the letter from his former employer, which read, "My dear Edison, I know 2 great men. You are one of them. The other is this young man." Edison was impressed by Tesla's skills and gave him a job. Tesla worked hard, often through the night, fixing problems that others couldn't solve. He redesigned generators, improved machines, and amazed his co-workers with his speed and knowledge. Edison liked Tesla's results, but he didn't always understand Tesla's methods. Edison believed in trial and error, in testing every possible solution until something worked. Tesla believed in precision. He planned every invention in his mind before touching a single tool. They were both geniuses, but they spoke 2 different languages of science. Their biggest disagreement came over electricity itself. Edison used direct current DC, a system that sent electricity in one direction. It worked, but it couldn't travel far. Every few blocks, another power station was needed. Tesla believed there was a better way, alternating current AC, electricity that changed direction many times per second. It could travel miles with little loss. It was cleaner, cheaper, and more powerful. But Edison didn't like it. He thought AC was dangerous and unnecessary. One day, Edison promised Tesla $50,000 if he could improve Edison's DC generators. Tesla worked day and night for months, redesigning the entire system. When he finished, Edison's company saved a lot of money. But when Tesla asked for the promised reward, Edison laughed. "Tesla," he said, "you don't understand our American humor." That moment broke Tesla's heart. He quit the job immediately. For months, Tesla struggled to survive. He worked digging ditches and doing small electrical repairs just to eat. The great inventor, the man who dreamed of changing the world, now carried heavy cables through muddy streets. But even in those dark days, Tesla didn't stop imagining. He filled notebooks with ideas for motors, wireless energy, and new inventions that no one else could understand. Then one lucky meeting changed everything. A group of businessmen heard about Tesla's ideas for alternating current and decided to fund his experiments. With their support, Tesla opened his first laboratory in New York. There, he built his AC motor, a machine so efficient and beautiful that it would soon change the entire world. Tesla had arrived in America as a poor immigrant. But now he was about to start the greatest battle of his life, a war of science, money, and power that would shape the modern age. It began like every great rivalry, with two brilliant minds and one big idea. On one side was Thomas Edison, the powerful businessman who ruled the electric industry with his direct current DC system. On the other side stood Nikola Tesla, the quiet dreamer who believed his alternating current AC could bring electricity to every corner of the world. At first, people didn't take Tesla seriously. Edison was famous, rich, and trusted. His DC systems already powered parts of New York. Tesla, on the other hand, was still building his name, but his AC technology had one big advantage. It could send electricity over long distances without losing power. DC couldn't. That single fact would soon start what newspapers later called the War of Currents. In 1888, Tesla found the partner he needed. George Westinghouse, an inventor and businessman who saw the potential in Tesla's AC system. Westinghouse bought Tesla's patents and gave him the support he never had before. Together, they built transformers, generators, and power lines that carried AC power across miles. For the first time, entire towns could be lit by a single power plant. It was a revolution. Edison didn't like it one bit. He had invested everything in DC. If AC won, his empire would fall. So he started a campaign to turn the public against Tesla. Edison's team claimed that AC was deadly and unsafe. They even went so far as to electrocute animals in public to prove their point. Newspapers called it the battle for the future of light. Edison's men wanted people to believe that AC wasn't progress, it was danger. But Tesla didn't fight back with fear. He fought with proof. In 1893, he and Westinghouse won a massive contract to power the world's Columbian Exposition in Chicago, the biggest event of the century. It was the first time in history that an entire world fair was lit up by electricity. When night came and the thousands of lamps powered by Tesla's AC system flickered to life, people gasped. The fair glowed brighter than anything they had ever seen. It was like magic. Tesla had won. Soon after, Tesla's system was chosen to power Niagara Falls, turning one of nature's greatest forces into clean electrical energy. The same current still flows through homes today. Edison's DC system faded into history, while AC became the heartbeat of modern life. But the victory came with a cost. Though Tesla's ideas triumphed, he didn't become rich or powerful. He sold his patents too cheaply, believing that progress mattered more than profit. Westinghouse himself later faced financial trouble, and Tesla, always kind and loyal, tore up his own contract to save the company. He gave up millions of dollars, money that could have made him one of the richest men in the world. The War of Currents made Tesla famous, but it also exposed his weakness. He cared more about ideas than business. He believed the future would take care of itself. He was wrong. Yet, for that brief moment, Tesla stood at the top of the world. His name was in every paper. His inventions powered cities. His ideas were shaping the future. But fame, like lightning, flashes and fades fast. And Tesla's next dream, his biggest one yet, would bring him glory at first, and then destroy everything he had built. After the War of Currents, Nikola Tesla became one of the most famous inventors in the world. Newspapers called him a genius, a wizard, even a magician. And in many ways, he was. His laboratory in New York became a place of wonder, filled with glowing lights, buzzing machines, and strange electrical sparks that danced through the air. People who visited said it felt like stepping into the future. But for Tesla, this was only the beginning. He wanted to do more than light up cities. He wanted to connect the entire world. He dreamed of a system where information, sound, and energy could travel through the air. No wires, no fuel, no limits. Today, we call that wireless technology. But in the 1890s, it sounded like pure science fiction. Tesla worked day and night, often forgetting to eat or sleep. He was obsessed with the idea of sending power without wires. He experimented with resonance, a concept that would later shape modern radio and wireless charging. He built devices that lit bulbs from across the room and transmitted signals through the ground. Some witnesses claimed to see entire lamps glow in his lab with no wires attached. He wasn't just inventing gadgets, he was shaping the foundation of modern electricity, communication, and automation. He built the Tesla coil, a device that could produce huge electrical discharges, lightning bolts that stretched across the room. It became one of his most famous inventions and is still used in technology today. In 1898, Tesla shocked the world again when he revealed something completely new, a remote-controlled boat. At an exhibition in Madison Square Garden, he guided the small metal boat across a pool using only radio waves. People were stunned. Some thought he was using telepathy. Others thought there was someone hiding inside the boat. But Tesla smiled. He said, "The time will come when every ship, every vehicle will be controlled by wireless power." More than a century later, his words became true in drones, wireless networks, and even self-driving cars. But Tesla's biggest dream was something even greater, a tower that could send free energy to the entire planet. He called it the Wardenclyffe Tower. It was his masterpiece. He imagined it would transmit wireless electricity across oceans, giving light to homes, power to machines, and communication to anyone, anywhere. He wanted to make energy free for all humankind. At first, his project attracted powerful backers. The biggest investor was J.P. Morgan, one of the richest men in America. Morgan gave Tesla $150,000, a huge amount at the time, to build the tower. Tesla began construction on Long Island in 1901. The tower rose more than 180 feet tall, with a copper dome that looked like it touched the sky. Tesla told journalists it would soon send messages across the world and power through the air. But when Morgan discovered Tesla's true goal, free energy for everyone, he pulled out. Free power meant no profits, and for men like Morgan, that was unacceptable. Without funding, Tesla couldn't finish the tower. The project stopped. The dream collapsed. And slowly, his reputation began to fade. The world that once called him a genius now began to whisper that he was crazy. Newspapers mocked him. Investors walked away. And while other inventors became rich and powerful, Tesla was left alone, surrounded by machines that no longer worked. Still, he never lost faith. He once said, "The present is theirs. The future, for which I have really worked, is mine." He wasn't wrong. The same wireless ideas that people laughed at then now power everything from phones to Wi-Fi. But at that time, for Tesla, the dream had turned into a nightmare. His money was gone, his lab burned down in a mysterious fire, and the man who had given light to the world was now walking deeper into the dark.